Hello and welcome to our masterclass. I'm Kirsty and thank you so much for coming along live, and I'm absolutely honoured that you've chosen to be here and spend your time with me. So just while we're waiting for everyone to come in, I'm going to go through some housekeeping things. So today I'm going to be sharing with you the 3 steps to easier business growth. And this is brought to you in partnership with the Ethical Coaching Company and UMI. And this is an affiliation with the Go Further Group program that UMI have launched. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit about that later on. But for now, I am really excited to be here and taking you through this. So just a couple of things. You have a live Q&A at the bottom of your screen. If you've got any questions at all as we go through, please use that and we'll answer them as we go, or we'll get to the end and you'll have an opportunity to ask me anything then. You also have a discussion forum, and this is your chat. So you can use this to chat to me, or you can chat to your delegates as we go through. And just to make you aware, this is being recorded, so you can rewatch it. It'll be available on the UMI Sat Nav after the event. So we are together for the next 50 to 60 minutes, right? And I'm a big believer that business does not have to be boring. So I really want to enjoy them and want to have fun. I want it to be interactive. I want to hear from you. I want to know your insights as we're going through, okay? So go into the discussion forum and say hello. Let me know you're there. Let me see you. So I know I'm not on my own. And I always start my sessions off with speaking everybody into the room, right? Because I think it's really important that everyone that comes in and joins us is seen and heard, right? So please do come and say hello. Use that chat forum because I will be encouraging you and inviting you to put stuff on there as we go through. So our energy and how we show up, it means a lot, right? Like I talk a lot about intention when it comes to business. And when we're intentional about what we do, it gives us a sense of purpose, right? So you've been called here to give time out of your day to allow yourself to take some steps to work on your business, right? So let's get really intentional about what you're here for. And I want to hear from you from the chat. So please do go in and say hello. I want to see you there. So before we get started and get into the detail of today, I want you to spend literally just 30 seconds thinking about why you're here. Like, what is your intention, right? Why have you shown up today? Because when you get really intentional, like I said before, it gives you purpose, right? So it could be that you've shown up today because you have a project or an idea or a goal you want to work on and you want some help to try and get there. It might be that you've never come across business coaching or mentoring before and you want to learn a little bit more about it. Like, what is it and why are you here, right? So you don't have to share them in the chat. It could be literally just you writing this down, right? But take that time. What is it to you? Why have you chosen to be here? But equally, if you want to share them, I genuinely would love to hear from you, okay? So please do use that discussion forum. Come and say hello, share your intention, and let me know, right? Because we get to decide how this runs. We get to decide how the energy we show up with. So let me hear from you. Let me see your energy and come and say hello. So let's get started now that the housekeeping's out the way. So this is 100% for you today if you're feeling like any of the following. So constantly feeling like you're going around in circles. So you sat with a messy mind, like you have a million tabs open. You don't know what to do first. You're lacking direction. You're looking for clarity. You're not really sure on what you need to do for the next steps. You might be trying lots of different things, but feel like you're going around in circles, right? You know you want to go further. You know you want to achieve those goals, but you're not just sure how to do that. You're not sure how to create the structure that will allow and enable that growth that you want to see in your business, right? You've got your business going, you've got that great idea, but you're just not sure how to scale that. You're ready to grow your business and finally work on your goals with intention. So you'll hear me talk a lot about intention today. So if you're fed up of sitting in that overwhelm and you want to find a way forward, then hopefully today I'm going to share that with you. So what will you learn? I'm going to share with you 3 common mistakes that I see people making time and time again. Okay, and that's to help you not fall into those traps because you might not even realize you're making them. I'm going to share with you 3 key principles to what I use in my business, but also what I help my clients with in their business. How you can start to grow your business with clarity, so you know exactly what the next step is and you feel confident about it, and how I can help you further. So as I mentioned it earlier in the introduction, if after what we go through today, you want to take that learning further and you want to come and learn more about the Go Further Group program, I'm going to be sharing that at the end. But regardless or not, whether you're interested in that, you will get lots of actionable steps out of our session today to help you in your business. So all I ask for in return is you are willing to try a different way. Okay, so the whole purpose of coaching is helping change people's perspectives, change people's mindset and the way that they think about their business. So even when I'm talking about things today, if it feels a little bit uncomfortable, just lean into it, right? Just be curious. That's all I ask. You're willing to stay open, curious, and coachable, and for you to be here 100% during our time. So like I've said already, it's time to commit. You've committed this time to work on your business, right? So let's spend that time together and be fully present. Resist the urge to multitask, to scroll on the socials, to catch up on your emails. Let's just be focused here, okay? And don't forget to be interactive in the chat. I want to hear from you, okay? Even if it's just to come and say hello or share any insights as I'm going through. And don't forget, the Q&A function is there if you've got a question, so we can ask as we go. So who am I? Who am I? And why am I qualified to stand here and talk about this? So I am a business coach and mentor, and I'm a founder of 2 businesses. So I have Kirsty Waite Business Coaching and the Ethical Coaching Company. So I've coached around 80 to 90 different businesses, owners and founders, and I've also tutored around 40 different leaders to become qualified business coaches as well. And both of these businesses were born purely from passion. So my business coaching practice is I wanted to share my knowledge and my experience and help business owners create an aligned business that feels really good to them, that they can thrive in. The Ethical Coaching Company was born out of the passion to enable powerful coaching to be accessible. And when I say powerful coaching, I mean accredited, qualified coaching that can be trusted. Because let's be honest, the world of coaching can be a little bit of a murky place online. And I was seeing too many people experiencing appalling, unethical practices and was resistant investing in a business coach because they didn't know where to turn, they didn't know who they could trust. And I truly believe in the power of coaching and the difference that it can make in people's businesses. So the Ethical Coaching Company was born to enable people to access trusted, accredited, qualified coaches. So just a very whistle-stop tour of my background, because this isn't about me, it's about you. So I was brought up in a family business. So business is in my DNA. I understand how it works, right? Then I went off and spent 17 years in the world of corporate, leading and running global teams, working in risk management, business controls, all holistically reporting into the leaders of the organization to help make that a smoother business to run. So in that space, in the corporate world, I was totally misaligned to what I was doing. I knew that it wasn't for me. I was very successful, but I knew I didn't feel aligned with it. So I know what it feels like to be misaligned, right? And I truly believe if we work on ourselves and create aligned business owners, it creates a happier, kinder working world where everyone can feel like they're fulfilled and thriving authentically. Okay, so that alongside my coaching experience was why I set up my 2 businesses, which I was absolutely born to do. I love it. So creating a business where you can thrive with strong foundations, with the ability to scale with ease, isn't just about one thing, right? It's about the balance of lots of different things. And that's what I want to introduce you to today, that this is kind of a spinning wheel, that we want to get the balance right. And that balance is different for everybody. And as we go through today, you will see how you can align whatever I say today and tailor that to what's going on with you and your business. This is absolutely not a blueprint, a cookie cutter, one way only. There is a unique way for everybody to build and create a successful business. Okay, so I'm going to help you do that today and how you can impact your business immediately. So, as I've said already, I felt a little bit misaligned for a long time in my role in corporate. So I want you to know that I understand what it feels like if you feel drained of energy and you're constantly trying but not getting anywhere. I've been there, right? I also know what it feels like when things finally flow and you've made the progress to the other side and you've kind of tuned in and tapped in to what makes your business special and what makes your business work, right? And that feels really good. So I want to help you get there. So let's start with 3 key mistakes that I see people making. And you might also be making these mistakes or have done in the past. And the thing is, unless we get to the bottom of these mistakes and help you overcome them and address them, if you are making them, it's going to be a stumbling block. It's always going to be holding you back. And I see these 3 things coming up in some capacity with nearly all of my clients. So you're absolutely not alone. So, mistake number 1, you're waiting to be more established before you start planning or creating a long-term strategy for your business, right? And I've put established in stars because insert any of your own reason that you hear yourself saying, right? So when we're talking about planning or creating a long-term strategy, it's about having those plans in place, even if it's for the next 12 months. You're doing something, you're intentionally creating a strategy for what you want to create, right? I hear all the time, I'll do that when I'm more established. I'll do that when I get more time. I'm too busy to do a plan. I need to work in the business. When I'm not so busy working in the business, I'll take time out to create that plan, right? I hear that all the time. But not having a plan or a strategy is the equivalent of not treating your business like the long-term solution or the business option, right? Because you're not planning for the next 12, 18 months. So your business is literally going to be the default business of what you're creating in the weeds of the business of the day, right? And not planning and not doing strategy for the long term it's like going in the dark, right? You're bouncing from task to task. You don't have something to focus on. You don't have something to measure against. You're being reactive rather than proactive, right? And what this then leads to is we don't start thinking about putting the structure and processes in place until we're more established, until we have more time, right? So we're not thinking and planning for the long haul. And I see this mistake showing up in business owners who, you might have started your business from a side hustle, a freelance gig, or around the kids, or something of convenience, right? And it's established into a business. You might struggle to see yourself as a real business owner, right? And so many times I hear people say, I'm not busy enough to ask for help, or I'm not big enough to ask for help, or I haven't got enough turnover to start thinking about that. Right? And what I see is people just literally floating from task to task, and we on that hamster wheel, right? And we kind of leaving their future to the business, so the future of their business to chance, right? But I do totally get why we get stuck in this mindset, right? Because when we're born from convenience, our business, or it's a passion project, we're just so happy to be creating this business and keeping it going, right? We don't necessarily think for the long term, because when we first start our business, we're kind of in this bit of a survival of like getting clients, understand what we're doing, figuring it all out, and it feels really messy. But we kind of get stuck in that, right? We're stuck in that mindset. And we get stuck in the mindset of believing that we need to be more established business owners before we can start planning for the long term. Or I need more time, whatever that insert is for you, right? I will do it when. How many times have you heard yourself say that? Like, I will do it when I have more time. I'll do it when I can have more support, right? We're putting it off constantly to the future. But what I'm inviting you to do is bring that future back, that future into the present and make it happen, right? I always say a goal is a place to come from, not to go to, right? So how can we create that into our present? Because we've got the choice of creating that intentional business or settling for the default, okay? So if you can relate to this and this is you, and you want to start treating your business like a long-term possibility, right? We keep ourselves safe by thinking that way. And I know that might sound odd, right? But it's the easiest option because we know it, it's familiar, right? But there's a huge cost to thinking that way. And it is, if we don't intentionally plan for the business we want, we won't get it. And it's leaving our business to chance. And do you want to be in the same place in 12 months' time? I'm assuming not, because you're here and you want to learn how to grow and go further in your business and to grow with ease. So unless we start to intentionally do it, it'll never happen. So when we do stop leaving our business to chance and to start to plan and create that strategy, we carve out the plan that works for us. We can create anything in our business, right? We decide what that looks like. We decide what them goals are. And we can create the business that we want, the future that we want. And like I said at the beginning, like, business doesn't have to be boring. Like, this can be anything. We don't have to have that very, stereotypical business framework. This can be totally aligned and resonate to you and your business. And we can stop worrying about the future so much because we have control over it. We have some element of control because we've been proactive. We are not being reactive. We are creating the business. It's not happening to us. And it helps us stop worrying about where the money's coming from because we know that we've got a marketing plan. We know that we're driving a business in a certain way. We know we're taking the steps to work on the goals to get to where we want to be, rather than sitting back and waiting for it to come in. So, mistake number 2. If any of these align with you, or you've been there or you've felt that, please do share in the chat, okay? Mistake number 2. You're playing to survive rather than playing to win. Okay, so let me just explain what I mean a little bit about here. So if we play to survive, hi Ross, thanks for sharing. I hope Ross encourages you all to put something in. Come on, don't be shy. So if I'm playing to survive, I will only survive, right? And when I talk about playing to survive, you are holding on to what you have with the fear of losing it, right? And it is that underlying fear of, when this all goes wrong, I might have to go and get a proper job. Or it might be, oh my God, how much money have I got till this point, right? And the problem is there, when we're not playing to win, we're sitting in contract and lack and fear. And that's what we focus on, right? We focus on what we don't have. We focus on that fear versus what we could achieve, right? The opportunity. And what we're trying to prepare ourselves for is, if it fails, it's not as painful because we kind of set ourselves up for that, right? We play in safe and it feels safe, but we stay in small, right? So this mistake can show up in different ways. So it could be constantly monitoring how long you've got to survive. Like, I have X in the bank, that will last me X months. We might not even realize we're doing this, right? We're sitting in that fear of failing. We're focusing on what we don't have. We're playing it safe, so we suffocate in our business, right? We're focusing on what we don't have. We're operating from a lack mentality and mindset. We're watching it deplete rather than the possibilities and opportunities we could create and watch it grow, right? So this sits alongside us being comfortable with taking a risk. And I'm not saying it needs to be a big risk, but taking no risks and not growing and sitting in that fear will be the biggest risk of all to your business, because you're potentially going to suffocate it, right? You have to risk failing to succeed and achieve what you want. So this mistake has the ability to operate in stealth mode, right? When we give ourselves a restricted boundary to build our business, so we might say, I'm going to give it to that month, or I'm going to give it till I get to that point, and if I'm not achieved what I want, that's it, right? We're giving ourselves restrictions and limitations, right? And we truly believe that playing safe will keep you in the game longer, right? And when we grow in our business, it feels uncomfortable because we tread a new path that we haven't walked before, right? And we have a decision to make as business owners. We can step back into the safety of what we're talking about here and play to survive, or we can step forward into growth and take that risk into consideration and play to thrive. So the huge problem with continuing to make this mistake, if this is you and you align with this, is that taking no risk is the biggest risk at all. We're constantly focused on the lack, right? The opportunities aren't coming in because we can't see them. So when we stop focusing on what we have, what we don't have, and start looking at what we do have, you start to play it all in, right? And then you open up to possibilities and you say yes to more things, and you're committing to that growth and the discomfort of that growth. And and it is uncomfortable sometimes doing things that you might risk failing, right? What would that feel like if you could just step into that and the failing wasn't an option? So, mistake number 3, and this is the one that I can guarantee all of you listening and watching on the replay is at some point or currently sitting with this mistake. It's so easy to fall into this trap. And I do it, I've done it, and awareness is the key to everything, right? Once you're aware of it, you can do something about it. So you're spending all of your time in the weeds of the business, right? Clearing daily tasks before working on your business growth or your business will come to a standstill, right? So this is if you are in the day-to-day of your business, constantly keep thinking you're on that treadmill of you've got to do these daily tasks to keep your business going to survive, right? Repeating easy tasks. It might be posting on social media, or you're just not being intentional with your time, right? And I always relate this to being able to guide your business, because if you're in the weeds of the business all the time, you're never going to be able to direct and guide your business, right? It's like going along blind. So I see this playing out in the following ways. So never taking time to work on your business. I hear so much, I do not have time to work on my business, right? And I hear you, I get it. But the thing is, if we don't take the time to work on our business, you're going to be stuck exactly where you are in your business. So prioritizing easy, repetitive tasks above the ones that may seem scary or outside your comfort zone. Thinking if you don't keep working in your business, it'll come to a standstill. So if you don't respond to that email immediately, if you don't clear your desk of that to-do list before you work on your business, it's about just understanding where you're spending your time and being intentional with it, right? And this is so easy to get stuck in here, right? So in the early days of your business, we are the one and only, right? And I talk about being the show pony and the workhorse. And to grow your business, you have to step into being the leader of your business. And that's a different role to being the doer, right? And being the doer, when you're in your business, you just work hard to get it going, right? You're doing the do. You're doing the things in the day-to-day. But to grow your business, you need to lead your business, right? So that means you stepping out of the weeds, right? And actually taking intentional action, taking the time to grow the business. And that is a change of mindset, which we're going to talk a little bit about. And that's going to take a change of role of what you take. So no matter what size of business you are, if you want to grow, even if you're a micro business, even if it's just you as a solopreneur, if you want to grow, you have to step into the leadership. So we sometimes feel like to step into that term leader, we have to have a team, we have to be a certain size. We don't. To grow our business, we have to lead our business. Okay. So obviously the problem with sitting in here is that you might be heading for an iceberg, right? This is your ship. This is your business. If you want to grow it and you want to create the business you want, you have to direct the ship. But you have to be able to see where you're going before you can do that. If you're stuck in the weeds, you're never going to be able to direct it for growth. So when we decide to get out of the weeds and we direct it, We can decide on the direction that you're taking. You can see the iceberg before you hit it, right? You can plan for growth. So this is about spending time working on the strategy that we've talked about. It's working on the planning, being intentional with what you want to create and what does growth look like to you and how can you create this in your business, right? So you moving, when we have that vision and we have that plan and that strategy, you can create with intention the growth you want in your business easier. You can scale easier, right? And I'm going to take you through the next 3 things that I'm going to share with you. It'll help give you how you can do this and what this looks like. So if these 3 things relate to you in any way, just know you are absolutely not alone. And I'm going to share with you how you can move forward with that. But as we go through, like I keep saying, please do use the chat. Do share what you any insights or any thoughts as we go through. So how can you make growing your business flow with ease? So we're going to explore these 3 key principles that I use and share a lot with my clients. Okay. And when we starting to grow, like I say, it takes energy, it takes investment of work and inner work as well as physical work, right? So when we want to grow, we have to do it. We have to commit to it. It's not just going to happen on its own. It's not just going to magically happen exactly how you want it. It's about being really intentional on the actions that's going to move the dial, right? And what we're talking about a lot, what we're focusing on around how you can grow your business as the leader. So this is very much what you can do to create that movement and that change. And it's not easy, but let me share it with you and see what you think. So, like I talked about at the beginning, creating a business isn't just one thing, right? Creating that business growth isn't just one step. It's about a mixture of everything. And it's about a mixture and a balance that works for you and your business. So I'm going to take you through these core 3 principles, which I work around. My whole business is structured around this. And these are principles that you can apply to everyday decisions. It can be principles about how you build and create the bigger structure of your business. They can be applied to pretty much anything that you want to move, whatever you want to create in your business, right? So creating a business that lasts the long haul truly starts with the leaders, right? With you, with whoever is directing it. So you are the foundations, you are the spice in the mix, you bringing it all together, you're choosing what that way forward is. So we're building something around you, what your vision is for it, okay? So let's start with principle 1. So the first thing that we're going to look at is the purpose principle, right? And when we talk about purpose, this involves doing the deep work to get really clear on what you want your business to look and feel like, right? So this is understanding what the vision is, what the beacon of light is. So this is the vision, the alignment. Because when we don't know why we're here, what we're doing, or where we want to get to, we don't move forward, right? It's like driving it. It's like I always talk about the beacon of light at the end of the road. So when we are growing the business, the beacon of light is where we want to get to, right? We've all got that long-term vision, and it's about being able to articulate that and bring it into the now. It's reverse engineering what that looks like, because we don't want to be driving along a road blind. We want to know where we're heading, right? So the purpose principle gives us that. And it's about tuning in to exactly what you want to create. We don't need to know how we're going to do it. We don't need to know the exact steps, but we need a direction. We need to know what's giving you energy. We need to know what you're showing up for. We need to know what the anchor is underneath creating this growth for ourselves and our business. What is it that we want to create, right? And even if you feel like you've done this work, whenever you go through a new level of growth, or whenever you're trying to create something new, I always invite people to reconnect with the purpose of why are they doing it? What's the point? How does this align to your bigger vision that you're trying to create? So the best side effect of implementing the purpose principles are feeling a renewed energy and focus on your work. You're comfortable showing up as the real you in your business and enjoy making decisions with clarity, right? Because what we're doing, We're tapping in to what we want to create. We're tapping into our energy. We're gaining confidence with the clarity, right? We gain confidence in the decision making, the day to day. Are these aligned with what you want to create? Where do I want to take your business? So if you've articulated exactly the goals you want to set out to achieve in the growth of your business, then you will know we can reverse engineer that to the actionable strategy of the day to day, right? Most people I work with want clarity, right? They want clarity on how to achieve their goals. They want clarity on their vision. They want clarity on their ideas, right? And gaining clarity starts with knowing where you want to get to, where you're going, what you want to achieve. So doing work on the purpose principle gives you that, right? Because when you don't do that work, when that's missing, you lack clarity and you lack the direction and you feel stuck. You feel like you can't move forward. You don't know where to go. You feel overwhelmed, right? So why do we get stuck here, right? Why is this a problem? Because sometimes we don't unlock that purpose principle because people think that they have to do it a certain way. They can't figure out the next steps. They don't know what that vision looks like. They haven't articulated what that growth looks like, right? And what that does when we're feeling like that, when we're feeling overwhelmed, we sit in freeze mode and we stay where we are, reducing to no growth at all. We don't move forward. So that's the principle mindset, that's the purpose. The principle 2 is the mindset, right? So the mindset principle is it's a really important one, right? Because how we show up, our mindset of how we operate in our business day to day is so pivotal to how successful we are within our business, right? And this is an ongoing thing. And it's always something that feels quite uncomfortable when we start talking about mindset, because what I'm talking about here is limiting beliefs, your imposter syndrome, the fears, the saboteurs, the things that are holding us back that we might not be aware of. And this might feel uncomfortable, that when we might be thinking, well, we don't sabotage ourselves. I want that growth. I want to achieve those things, right? And a lot of that is coming from the ego space of, I don't do that and I wouldn't stop myself, right? And I'm not saying that you are, but I'm inviting you to stay curious. I'm inviting you to learn and reflect on what feels uncomfortable and to challenge what you think is the truth or the belief around why you can't achieve something and what's really going on. And there's absolutely zero judgment around this. And because awareness, we don't know what we don't know, right? And it's like that saying of trying to read the label from inside the jar. When we talk about mindset and business, a lot of the time it is like that. So it's about self-awareness and it's about staying curious and self-reflection. So when we do start to work on our mindset, we have a renewed affection and appreciation for ourselves. And I always encourage that kindness towards ourselves while we're trying to build something, because it's so easy to get stuck in that mindset of, if we just work harder, why have I not achieved this? Why have I not done this yet? Right? That's not going to get you anywhere. A sense of freedom from your invisible blocks and the commitment to the future of your business, right? And how often have you stopped and asked yourself why you think a certain way or why you do things, right? And how I see this playing out a lot is people get stuck in what I call the learning trap, is thinking they need to know X, Y, and Z before they can move forward, before they can do this with the business. They need to go and learn certain things, right? They don't do things. They put things off because it's scary. There's a fear under there that we just kind of keep going, okay, like if we don't want it, like visibility, for example, if we don't want it, we just kind of ignore it and hope it goes away, right? And like I say, this all feeds into our mindset of how we show up every day. So the resilience of building a business, the resilience of moving forward, right? So this is all helping us move forward and get out the weeds of the business. And when we're building and growing our business, it's not just about looking at the strategy, which we are going to talk about, but we sometimes think action is going to get to where we want to be, right? more clients, more customers. That is the answer to your problems. That's what we think. And it's not always the case, right? Working on ourselves, working on where we're going, working on our mindset, and then putting the action and strategy in that supports that is going to help you grow and go further with intention, right? So the mindset principle is crucial because when it's missing, we're trapped in that limiting belief. We're trapped with that imposter syndrome. We're holding ourselves back. We have all the ideas and the planning and the studying, but no action. Most people don't unlock the mindset principle because they don't realize that they can. And just bear with me with this one, right? Because this is where I really invite you to dig deep and be curious around how we think about our business. So when we hear ourselves say, oh, we are perfectionist, or we're the queen of procrastination, and we hear ourselves referring to ourselves like this, we kind of given ourselves that identity. We're creating that. We're speaking to ourselves like that. But it doesn't have to be that way. We can work on those things. And the mindset thing is a constant. As challenges come up, and you've all heard the phrase, new level, new devil. As you go to that new level in your business, you're going to come across things that the fears come up, the imposter syndrome, the limiting beliefs, the unconscious bias that's at play, the saboteurs. And sometimes we can go through life without even realizing these some subconscious ways we speak to ourselves. But when we are in business and we want to move forward, but we're not, whether it's through procrastination, whether it's being a perfectionist, whether it's being scared of something, there's some kind of mindset work that you can do to help yourself move forward. It's unlocking that for yourself. When we actively work on our mindset, you get to unlock that confidence, right? You're building the resilience. The grit to keep going is what we all need when we're building a business, right? We're able to pick ourselves up and go again. It's building that strong mindset for success. And this is ongoing work. And a lot of this mindset work is what people might seem as they don't have time for. So we have to intentionally take the time out to self-reflect, understand what's going on, what the fear is, and being really, truly honest of, if you're scared of failure, there's fear of success, you might be scared of judgment. You might not want to be visible in case you're worried about what your friends or your family might say, right? Or if you're going to fail, you're going to fail publicly. Like, this is all stuff that is very normal. And these are all fears that we all have as business owners, right? But it's about being open and going, how can I move past this? And it's when your desire to create whatever it is you want to create in your business is stronger than your fear of what it is that's holding you back, right? That's when you know you're going to keep going. You've got that desire inside to really achieve what it is that you want to achieve. And it's actively working on the mindset principle to help you move forward with confidence and intention. So the third principle is strategy. So when we talk about strategy, a lot of people come to me thinking they just need strategy, right? They need me to tell them what they need to do in their business to move forward and to achieve the goals and to grow the business however they want, right? And it is a massive part of it. It's a huge part of it. It's the bit that brings it all together, right? So if we think back to the first one, so it's purpose. So there's, what do you want to do? What do you want to achieve? What's your vision? The mindset, what's stopping you achieving that? So then the strategy is the kind of final principle to that, okay? So this is how we create those things into reality in your business. The final ingredient to the recipe, if you like. So you don't just need strategy alone, because if you just have strategy, but you're not working, knowing where you're going, that action is pointless, right? If I tell you what to do, but you haven't built your mindset or your resilience, and there's still underlying fears of what you want to achieve with this, that's not going to work. That action and that strategy is not going to get you very far, right? So by combining them all together, is going to help you move forward and grow in your business. So the strategy principle involves doing fundamental work on the business structure. So this is looking at your foundations, your processes, and what you want to achieve from your business. Start with the strategy, right? Because without no action, there is no business fundamentally. The best side effect of implementing the strategy principles are structure gives you freedom. There's a German proverb that I say all the time, and it's like, if you keep all the doors open, you'll spend your life in the hallway, right? Structure gives you freedom. It gives you the ability to scale faster. It gives you the ability to flex. You can create the business structure and processes that align with how you want to work in your business. And you enjoy knowing that you have control to make it happen with intention. So when we talk about our purpose and our vision, that's all the amazing, great dreaming and what we really want to create and what gets us all, excited inside and what you want to show up with. The strategy is actually bringing that to life and creating that into reality. Okay? And sometimes that can be scary, right? Because moving from the desire to reality can be scary, right? So I would invite you to look and see where you putting plans in place, what actionable steps are you taking every single day that is going to take you towards that vision. How are you intentionally creating a strategy, the processes, the framework in your business that's going to create the action to get you to that goal and growth of what you want to create, right? And when it's missing, there is no action. There's no moving forward, right? And this is when you'll be stuck in the weeds of the business, trying to do it all. Like when we talked about them in the mistakes, this is you head down and not reaping the rewards of your hard labor, right? So having a strategy to get to that end point is what the strategy principle gives you. And most people don't unlock it because of when we tap them back into those 3 mistakes, they're waiting for their circumstances to change. They're waiting to be more established, have more time before they start doing it. Or they too head down in the weeds and not coming up for air, right? But if you want to grow in your business, you have to actively work on that strategy piece, right? To unlock that progress and to unlock that growth and the fruits of your labor. You have the power to create the flexibility to put your ideas and plans into motion. So these are the 3 principles. So just to recap, we've talked about the 3 common mistakes that I see people making. We've talked about the 3 key principles that will help you move forward and help you set yourself up for growth in your business. So we've got purpose, understand and articulate exactly what it is you want to achieve, what you want to create. The mindset piece, what's holding you back? How can you create that resilience and that mindset for success? And strategy, where your actions and strategies and plans align with your purpose and your mindset. So as I said before, please do share in the chat, share any questions that you've got. I would really love to hear from you, because it's if you want to take one thing from this training today, I want you to know that you have the power to create the business that you really want and the growth within that, right? You have a choice to do that. You are the creator of your reality. And it doesn't mean it's going to be easy, but if you operate with intention and to choose to work on yourself as the leader of the business and your business, then it's open to you, right? That's the end of our session from a learning perspective. I would love to invite you to share any insights or actions that you've had during our session. And I'm going to share a little bit more about the further learning, and if you want to get involved and come and work with myself or Umi a little bit more. But I really want to just give you that time to go, what are the insights? What are the takeaways? What can I go and think about in my business? How is this going to make you think a little bit differently about what you want to achieve, right? So please do use the chat. If there's any questions, Rory, please feel free to jump on and share them, and I'll happily answer them before we move forward.
Sure.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry to interrupt.
Oh,
Yes, we have just some questions that have popped in.
yeah, go for it.
So Ross has asked, if you have lots of ideas and thoughts and don't know where is best to start for the long term, how would you advise to cope with that?
I think is understanding what you want to achieve long term. Get it out of your head, write it down, right? It doesn't matter if you've got lots of ideas and thoughts, like write it all down, because if it's stuck in your head, then you're going to become overwhelmed. You're going to go around in circles. And then it's reverse engineering. We can't do everything in one go, right? So using 12 months is the first kind of marker and going, right, okay, so in the long vision, when we talk about vision, we talk about something that's a little bit way off, it's a little bit fuzzy and hazy, we don't know the exact steps to get there. When we talk about 12 months, that's a timeline where we can go, well, actually, we can impact that, right? And then reverse engineer and go, right, in 12 months time, this is where I want to be, this is what I want to have implemented, this is the ideas that I want to bring into the reality of the business, and this is what I'm going to focus on, and then reverse engineering them back to each quarter to give yourself quarterly tasks to do. So you know them tasks that you're moving forward with are moving forward to creating that vision of where you want to be in 12 months' time. And recognize, I think getting it out of your head at the first point and recognizing that you can't do everything in one go. It's about prioritizing where is the best place for you to start, what needs to happen, because sometimes things need to happen before you get to that point. So for example, you might want a new website, right? We're just using that as an example. But before that happens, you need to have some photos, some graphics, some copy. Like there's all things that need to happen to get to that point. So just get everything out your head, decide where you're going to start, and then reverse engineer that into actionable plans and steps. I hope that helps, Ross. Anything else, Rory?
No, that's it for now, I believe, yeah.
Cool, thank you. So I just wanted to end with this quote that this is a dance only you can do that exists only in you here and now. Always changing, always true. Are you willing to listen with fascination? If you are, it will deliver you into the self you have always dreamed you could be. This is a promise. And I really resonate with this quote because it brings it back to us. Like, we are the people that can make a difference in our business. We the people that can change where we grow or what we achieve within our business. It's about having the choice and us making that decision to do something. So I'm going to head in and talk a little bit more about the Go Further program that we have. If you would like to listen and hang around and stay, please do, and I'll share. If you know that it's not for you, please feel free to leave. I hope you've taken something away from the session, and thank you for coming. So, the Supercharge Your Growth Go Further program. So this is in partnership with Umi and the Ethical Coaching Company, and this is a very intimate group coaching experience, right? And it's based on the underlying principles of what we've covered today. And this is a journey of transformation, not information, okay? So when we come into a group coaching program with the Ethical Coaching Company and myself, it's really important that we work on what's going on with you and your business, your vision, and what you want to create, and help you make that happen, right? This isn't a cookie cutter program. This is a small, intimate space where you can come and get dedicated support for your business and for your goals and the vision that you want to create. So this group coaching experience is for you if you're ready to commit to creating the action and building the business that you want. You're looking for support from a safe, supported, trusted environment. And that is really important. This is a space where you can come and learn and be vulnerable and grow and develop and work through those hard things, as well as taking the action and the strategy. You're ready to discover your true potential. You're tired of going around in circles and trying to figure it out. You may have tried the low ticket free offers, but you know you need more support. You're ready for that accountability. You're ready for the eyes on your business from someone to help you say, this is how you're going to get through that. Okay, you're ready to take action, and you're ready to quit settling for that default business that we've talked about during today's session. So, what is it all about? What does it look like? So the Supercharge Growth program is designed to create more fulfillment, action, and results in your business, right? Like I say, it's a transformation with a small group of other business owners looking to grow and go further. So what does it look like? What is the structure of this? So it is a 6-month session. It's a 6-month container. So it's a 6-month group program. And within that 6 months, you get 2 live group sessions every month with your very own business coach. So that'll be me. So every fortnight throughout your 6 months, you will be able to come along and share exactly what you're struggling with, how you can get help with how you can move forward with that. As well as that, you get a 12-module digital program. So this is videos, workbooks, resources that you need, so you can go at your own pace, but equally you can bring that into the group sessions. You can bring any insights or challenges that you're facing from them into the sessions to help with. You get a private Facebook group so we can help and support each other. The power of the collective when we have a group session. Accountability. Accountability is a huge one. If you're trying to achieve a certain goal, a project, accountability is massive to help keep you on track. So what's covered? So each live coaching session, it's totally unique. It's an open forum. You can bring whatever it is you want that is going on for you and your business. Like I've said before, this is not a cookie cutter program. This is purely aligned to help you move forward in a way that works for you. The 12-module program includes getting clear on your vision, articulating the goals that you're going to set yourself during the 6 months together, your anchor, what's keeping you going, what are you here for, what's driving you, and we're going to look at mindset and money mindset, how to step into the lead to become leader of the business rather than the doer. We're going to look at who your ideal client is, what your brand is, how you can structure that, what are the processes and structures. We're going to also look at the finances and strategy. What do you need to put in place? What are those plans? And reflection and recalibration as well. So those are the modules that we're going to cover in the program, which will be pre-recorded. You can go at them at your own pace. But equally, those live sessions is where you're going to get the real impact of the support from the coach. So our live calls start on the 16th of March. That's 2 weeks from today. But if you do want to come on board and you want to sign up today, you will have all the training materials available immediately. This is, I must say, an intimate experience. This is definitely not a place where you're going to come and be just a number. We always keep it really small on purpose. So we'll probably cap the groups at 12, I would say, 12 to 15. But it is going to be that small space where you feel safe to be seen and heard and work on your business experience. Okay? So if you would like to join us, a little bit more information, because I'm sure that you want to know. So if you sign up today, so the investment is $995 for the 6 months, which is incredible for the amount of support that you're going to get. And we try to make it as accessible as possible with a payment plan. So if you want to sign up today, the deposit is $275 plus VAT, so it works out around $330, I think, for today. Then you can spread the payments over the 6 months. There's no additional charge to spread those costs. We want to make this as accessible to people as possible. And as a thank you to coming along and listening and getting involved in the masterclass today, if you sign up in the next 48 hours, you will get a 60-minute session with me to kickstart your program to help you get super clear on what it is that you're going to do. So I invite any questions at all on the program. There's going to be a link in the chat if you want to go and have a look, or if you want to just chat to me about it personally. There's access to my diary. There's sessions available this afternoon if you want to just jump on a call for a quick 20 minutes and chat if this is the right thing for you. It has to absolutely be, yes, I am ready to move forward. I am committed to making this move and change in my business. So if anyone has any questions or if they want to share anything, I invite you to do it now. Rory, is there any questions in the Q&A?
Not at the moment, no. So yeah, we can wait a moment. If
Yeah. So if we just wait, if you've got any questions on anything that we've covered today as well, please use this time. As I say, the link is going to be in the chat if you want to go and have a look at the program in a little bit more detail. But if this is absolutely for you, if you just need some help, someone's eyes on your business, if you're just ready to move forward and grow your business, like, this is for you. And coming along into that space where you are committed with other business owners is just magic for helping you grow your business and achieve those goals. So if there's no questions, Rory, I'll leave it there. And from a next steps perspective, if you want to book your call with me or sign up to the program, use the link in the chat. But a big thank you to everybody coming along and for taking your time. And regardless of not whether you come and work with us in the program, I hope you've really got something out of today's session. So thank you so much.